Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Leo. I'm back here. For those of you that are wondering, where is Leo? Is he still alive? Well, yes, I'm still alive. I'm still making new contents. It's just it's taking a lot of time recently. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff that's going on, both with school and also with my part-time work. Also, just like family, a lot of different things. That's why I've been slowing down my content recently. But I do have a lot of videos that I'm very excited to be sharing with you guys in the future. Mostly guitar and some also other live videos. Yeah, so for this video, the topic is going to be about a Q&A session. So I have received some questions from my very inspiring followers, and and they have sent me a series of questions. Mostly they're from my girlfriend, who's away in a different country in China right now. So so I will be going over these questions. I'll be talking in English and also Chinese to make everything easier. Okay, so the first question is, when did you start playing the guitar? Why? And what made you choose it over other instruments? Well, I started playing the guitar, that was a very long time. Probably when I was I would say 16, 17, 15, like it was around 2015, 2016. Well, 2014, it was like basically the first time that I ever touched the instrument, and I was like, oh, that's such a cool instrument, I wanted to learn it. And then I attended some music lessons when I was in grade 6, grade 7, enough to learn just the basics, like your left hand, your right hand, how to fret, and how to use your hand, how to basically use your right hand to pluck notes, and also to play this basic strumming, that kind of stuff. And why did I started playing the guitar? It was originally because my elementary school friend was like, hey, you wanna come with me to a free guitar lesson? I was like, why not? So at that point I did not know any instrument, nor do I play any type of music, so I thought that would be interesting. So I went with him, I took the lesson, and then it turned out to be, and then I just forgot about it for a few years until I came back to pick it up. And the reason why I chose it over other instrument was mostly because, well, guitar is more affordable, it's also easier to pick up, in a sense. I mean, it's not easy to master, but like it's more affordable, plus I could easily buy it. Whereas the piano takes space, it's also more expensive, it's also basically my and that's why I chose guitar over piano. But for me personally, what drew me into first learning music was actually listening to a lot of piano. I like piano, a lot of the melodies that are played on classical music, piano, which are sort of my thing. So that's for the first question. The second question is, have you taken any guitar lessons? Yes, just some, as I mentioned, like basically on and off for half a year. But the reason why I've been telling everybody, including myself, that I'm a self-taught guitarist is because the style of guitar that I play right now, which is fingerstyle, was actually not what I was learning when I took guitar lessons. For the half year on and off that I was taking guitar lessons back in 2014 and 2015, was like, it was mostly just some very simple strumming. It was mostly about posture, how to hold your guitar, how to use your left hand, the fretting board, the different which fret it is, which string you're playing, and also just reading very basic music notes, such as like just some very easy strumming and very easy strumming and sing, those kind of songs, which are very different from when I started to learn the guitar by myself, which I started to learn more into the fingerstyle, because at that point I was very drawn in by a Korean guitarist named Song Ah-jeon, and he has a lot of beautiful guitar melodies. I also really love Studio Ghibli's, just those classical music pieces, which was also one of the reasons why I started to like music as a hobby. Yeah, so, and next point is, do you have any tips and suggestions for those that are interested in learning the instrument? To be honestly, just my biggest tip would be just to enjoy the process, because you never know, like, if you make it a very dull and boring thing, if you look at it as a task, then you're gonna have a hard time learning the instrument, because it's gonna be more like a chore rather than you're enjoying to play it. If you make it more like a hobby, if you see it as something that you genuinely makes you happy, it's gonna motivate you to play more. And also maybe other tips, maybe just to try to get a budget but also a quality guitar, those that are maybe like a few $100s. They are not that expensive, but they can be good if you're uncertain that you're gonna stick to it, because if you burn a lot of money into one thing that you're not gonna end up enjoying, then you might as well not spend that money onto buying a high-end guitar and then just throw it out somewhere. Another thing, maybe just keep maintaining, like the maintenance is also an important part. Sometimes your guitar, you have to your strings will get old and they'll be worn out. You have to replace them once in a while. Also, you have to just make sure, like, does it have any like buzzing noises? Are you cracking? Are the woods on the guitar cracked or something? You have to get it fixed. Yeah, so you have to clean your guitar once in a while too. So that takes a lot of time, energy, and also effort. But it's worth it if you learn how to do them by yourself. And another thing is maybe get a case, maybe buy some moisturizer, because the weather can be very dry. It's going to be harsh on the instrument. Another thing would be just buy a case, maybe leave it somewhere visible so you can easily see it. Then you will be, after you grab it, you take it out of the case, then you'll be more motivated to play. Because I know most people have a very busy schedule. They're not gonna be motivated to play the instrument for an hour every day after they get back from work. But if you make it a hobby, just taking it out from the case, holding it, you might actually start playing. Then it actually gets easier, because as you are probably, a lot of people know, the hardest part about something is the initial steps, which would be, sometimes for me personally, taking the guitar out of the case is more energy consuming than actually playing it. Okay, so yeah, beside that, the last tip is maybe if you want to sing and you want to be a singer and playing the instrument while singing, then it's easier. You can just learn by watching those YouTube videos. Maybe find a decent teacher to show you the basics, and then you can start becoming your own teacher afterwards. And generally, singing and playing, strumming, those things are easier compared to fingerstyle. But if you want to learn fingerstyle, then you can also watch those fingerstyle guitarists on YouTube, or you can just find a teacher who specializes in that area. And if you want to learn electric guitar, that's a different story. But yeah, finding a teacher is always good. But it's better if you find someone that maybe your friends are going to, or maybe that are very popular or something. Because if you don't find a good teacher, you're gonna have a harder time basically. The third question is, which one do you consider to be more important in the music field, talent or hard work? Okay, in the music field, talent and hard work are both very important. Some people are some people that you see and you think they're very naturally gifted, but they're actually also putting in a lot of hard work. Talent is definitely a thing. Like some people can easily sing on pitch, um, even though they've never done anything music related. Where some people have a hard time um, pinpointing, um, like take singing for instance. Some people have a very hard time singing on pitch, and so that's some of those things are talent, but they can be achieved through hard work too. So it's not just talent is not the determining factor, but it does help in boosting up your confidence and also just initially picking up an instrument. But I would say hard work is definitely more important. But I don't really like the term hard work, quote unquote hard work, because if you make it an enjoyable process, then it's not really. I mean, you're still working a lot and a lot. You're playing a lot and a lot and a lot, but it's not really hard work because it becomes more of a very simple and very enjoyable process. You might easily spend hundreds or thousands of hours playing the instrument, but it doesn't seem like work at all. It just seems like enjoyable work, like something that you're very enjoyed in, you're motivated to do. So yeah, so for me personally, I don't even think I don't think I practiced in a very hard work, um, because like I just found myself to be playing it. I enjoyed every second that I'm playing on the guitar truly and very genuinely. Yeah, so make it a. But yeah, the next question is, in your opinion, what constitutes a good life? Well, the next questions are. This question is going to be more like about myself than music. A good life, have a steady, have very very good and healthy relationships with the people that you're around with, like family members, friends, or lovers, whatever it is, your manager, your classmates, just even the random guy on the subway who waves at you. And yeah, so just like forming new bonds, keeping relationships. Like you don't have to know a lot of people, but you have to. But if you just have a few that are very close to you, that understand you well, that can provide helpful feedbacks and can help you when you're losing yourself, then I would say that's a good start. Another thing is maybe just like have a very very steady job. Like that for me is to find a job where I can be financially independent completely, to live in a beautiful city basically, and then buying a house, buying a car, those things. Yeah, so a lot of those things that are gonna be accomplished in someone's 30s or 40s. Like I don't ask for a lot. It's just to basically be able to have the money, to have the time to, yeah. But that is already a lot. So I think that's a good life. Okay, number 5 is, do you enjoy visiting new places? If so, what is the place that you would like to go to the most? I really enjoy going to new places for sure, although it can be energy consuming, just um, maybe booking a flight and then going there and then carrying all those luggages while you're trying to find somewhere to rest basically, yeah. But it's very nice, I think, going to new places, besides the financial part, which is going on vacations are always so expensive, but I think it's worth it in a while. And what's the place that I would like to go to the most? I actually really want to go to somewhere by the seaside. I've never really seen the sea. I mean, I've seen it, but not that often. I really like to just go to a beach and sit down, grab a drink, and then just, yeah, taking in the sunshine. maybe somewhere in America or Mexico will be the next go-to destination. Okay, number 6 is, have you thought about your career path? Please elaborate. Career path. For me right now, I'm still a student in the University of Toronto. I'm studying sociology and cinema studies. But to be very honest, I'm not sure if that's going to be the area I will be leaning forward in the future. I'm actually also planning on going to the College of Dental Hygiene, which is, I think that career will open up a lot of doors to me, and it'll definitely help me in becoming more financially independent, which is why I'm. Plus, yeah, it's just very interesting in my opinion. So, I think my career path is just finding a steady job, where I'm not exhausted by it. I can be happy and enjoy the work I do, knowing that I'm providing service to other people. Basically, that's it. I'm a very social person, so anything in these realms will fit me. Then next question is the major, which I already said, sociology and cinema studies. The programs that I am enrolled in, yeah, those two. Do you like it? Yeah, I do like it. That's the reason why I switched from life sciences into those programs, is because life sciences was so boring, a lot of lab work and a lot of heavy works that we have to do on a weekly basis. And so that's why I really enjoy the switch. It's very interesting topics. You're learning about society, you're learning about human relationships, you're learning about different film and film cultures and history. Those things are all very interesting. How's your academic performance? Well, my academic performance, one word I'm gonna say is improving. It's really lackluster when I first entered the university, but now I see myself improving gradually more and more. Yeah, so the next question will be drawing a comparison between China and Canada, the pros and cons. Well, if you're just saying drawing a comparison, then that's a very broad question. I can be asking in what aspect between China and Canada? The economy, the education, the healthcare system. There's literally hundreds of things you can talk about easily. But drawing out the pros and cons, it depends on which area you're talking about mostly. In terms of the environment, I like Canada more because there's more sunshine. Also, the sky is mostly sunny. Besides the really bad weather, in terms of the climate, I like probably China more because it's warmer. Here it's just freezing, like minus 20 degrees. And yeah, so that's in terms of the weather, the climate, the air pollution. I think there's less pollution here than in China. But in terms of just like tourism, like places to travel, I think both countries have very beautiful spots. Like here, last year I went to Banff National Park. I also went to Calgary. Those places are very beautiful. In China, I went to somewhere called Qinghaihu, I believe a few years ago, which was very, very amazing, like beautiful lake, beautiful mountains. In terms of cities, Canada, we have very big cities such as populated cities like Toronto and Vancouver. In China, there's like Shanghai, Beijing, a lot of those very highly density. Yeah, and yeah, in terms of education, I can't really compare because myself, I moved here after graduating from elementary school, so that was a long time ago. I've never done those so-called Gaokao in China, and yeah. So basically, I think this video that sums it up, and thank you guys for staying with me to the end. I hope you like this kind of content where I'm not really doing music, but I'm talking more about myself basically. Yeah, and I will see you guys in the future. Bye bye.